Hey, Book Besties! Thanks for picking up our FaceTime call. I'm Lexi,
I'm Jazzy.
and today we are talking about aliens. Ice Planet Barbarians by Ruby Dixon. You know it. I know you've seen it. I know most of you have probably read it. You cannot escape. And Jazzy was just holding up an awesome special edition.
By Era Books. Shout out to Era Books.
Okay, so where do we start?
This is basically going to be a video to convince you to give Ice Planet Barbarians a try if you have not. So we'll try to keep this spoiler free, but I make no promises.
So, yeah, I mean, really, it's a short book anyway, so it's kind of hard to avoid some of the main talking points. So, let's start first with kind of the most important part, the trigger warnings. I have it pulled up here, and I don't want this to like scare anyone off because it's a very small part of the book, but still go into it with the knowledge. So, there is rape on page, dubious consent scenario, suicide, drugging, non consensual abortion, starvation, murder, and kidnapping. I would not label this book a dark romance or anything like that. It's a fun science fiction-esque book, but some of these things are like either briefly mentioned or touched on. So just like be aware of that, especially with the first book. I think it kind of like sets the stage. I think you should tell them about the synopsis though.
I definitely agree. I don't think that it's dark romance at all, but I mean, these women are, kidnapped by aliens. You'd think being abducted by aliens would be the worst thing that could happen to me. And you'd be wrong, because now the aliens are having trouble, and they've left their cargo of human women, including me, on an ice planet. We're not equipped for life in this desolate winter wasteland. Since I'm the unofficial leader, I head out into the snow to look for help. I find help all right. A big blue-horned alien that introduces himself in a rather startling way. Bechtel says that I'm his mate, his chosen female, and that the reason his chest is purring is because of my presence. He'll help me and my people survive, but this poses a new problem. If Bechtel helps us survive, I'm not sure he's going to want to let me go.
Okay, so let me just break this down for y'all. Some women get kidnapped on Earth, or abducted, I'm sorry, by actual little green aliens. And then there's some kind of crash landing on the separate planet, and they find big blue aliens. I have to read this out. So here's the one-star reviews from this book series. I think they're awesome. So the first one, it says, I needed something silly to calm my nerves before a dentist appointment. I made it through both the appointment and this book thinking I'm really not winning at life lately. I gave it a point 0.5 for the alien. He was hot and I'm woman enough to admit it.
Oh my god.
Here's another one. This book took years off my life.
That was a one-star review. I feel like it took
Yes,
years off my life too, but like in a good way. You know what I mean?
yes. And the last one is, was it good? No. Did it make me uncomfortable? Yes. Did I enjoy the experience? Absolutely. I think like you're not going into this saying like, oh, this is going to be like a literary masterpiece. This is a fun read
What are you
and
talking about? This is a literary masterpiece. Get out.
oh my God. Okay. Let me rephrase. This is not a classical literary masterpiece. It's a fun
Oh
read.
no.
There are some like cute moments. Like I think some of the romance in the book is actually like pretty good, and especially in like the
Yeah.
later books. So each book in the series follows one of the girls that is in the ship. And actually, some of the stuff they touch on is really important, and so each one has their own romantic story, which I think is so cool. So you don't ever really get tired of it, even though you're reading like, what is it, like 16 books?
Yeah, it's like a crazy amount of books. So it starts with like Georgie, the female main character, realizing that she's number one been abducted. She's on a spaceship, but she also realizes that like besides the women that are like with her in the cargo area that are also have been abducted, there's women in pods. So there's like a bunch of women that are on this spaceship in the cargo area and in pods, and that's the part that crashes on the ice planet, and she's the one is the first one to go out and look for help because she's like, well, we've landed, we gotta do something or we're gonna just die here. And she ends up finding Vectal, which I still think to this day he might be my favorite. Him
Well,
or
yeah.
yeah. But yeah, so there's a lot of women. So there's a lot of books.
Yeah, and so I was kind of worried that I was like, oh, I'm reading this and it's gonna be like the same story over and over. No, like really and truly, Ruby Dixon does an amazing job of changing up the plot, giving us new climaxes with, and that can be taken both ways. Okay. You're really gonna enjoy these books, I think, especially if you need like a good what did we call that? Like a breakup between
Like
series.
a
What is
palette
that word?
cleanser,
A palate cleanser. Yes. And
or
I
something
think that's
different.
good.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I mean, I honestly, am I a big alien person? No. I watched the signs when I was a kid and I'm still traumatized.
I'm with you on
Did I
that
enjoy
one.
this? Yes. Oh my God, there's that one scene, and I'll put the image here, but to this day, I don't feel right. It freaked me out. And I'm 30 years old now, and I still like have nightmares about it. But these aliens did help soften the blow for my childhood trauma, really and truly. Was it their limited communication? Maybe. Was it their spurs? Probably. Um, okay, so before we delve further, from here on out, we're in the spoiler territory. Leave now, or stay, whatever you want to do. We meet Vectel by him eating her out.
When she says that that's how she gets introduced by him or how he says hello, he literally like, oh, mate. And then he's like, don't mind if I do. And she's like, oh no, Vectal, what are you doing? Oh, okay.
I know. I mean, they just took this like a champ. Like you wake up to a big giant blue thing, and they're like what, like 7 feet tall?
They're 7 feet tall. They have horns and their eyes glow. And the thing that like purrs, they call it their kui. And it's basically like it's like a little being inside of them that like keeps them alive or whatever. And like he keeps mentioning like, oh, my kui or like the little, thing inside me tells me that you're my mate. And so like he finds her trapped, basically flipped upside down. And he's like, oh, you're my mate. And he's just like looking at her because he's never seen a human being before. So he's like, what is this? And he's like, oh, you smell good, and proceeds to say hello to our girl in the best way possible.
And she just goes with it. Like I this happens so often in books nowadays, especially like in fairy tale when we talk about that. Like they just go with these horrible or crazy or weird things. And me personally, like I am not your ride or die. I have questions. Like I have anxiety. I want to know what's going on. So if I woke up to this man just going to town on my muff, like there's gonna
Oh,
be
that's
some
what she calls it
questions.
too. I think like the thing is though, like if up until that point, that was not the weirdest shit that happened to her though. Like, let's be real.
I
That
I,
was
I guess
not the
that's
weirdest shit that she like saw or experienced. And I feel like Homegirl needed a win. She was like, you know what? Fuck it. Also, part of her, I think, thought like she was dreaming. Like, if I remember correctly, she was like, am I fucking alive? Like, did I die? Like, what is happening?
have I died and gone to heaven?
Uh,
Maybe. Uh, so that was I mean, okay, when I was saying like, oh, like there's some like really good romance in the book because like there's some sweet things like even though they can't communicate because they obviously speak different languages and this planet is literally designed to kill both the aliens and her. Like he takes care of her. They figure out a way to communicate that works for them. He knows how to please her. Like I'm like, what more could you want? I mean, technically, I mean, maybe better soap because they have to use those soap berries, and
they
the
do have
water
these
tends to
soap
try to kill
berries.
them.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, like, what more could you want, you know? And like his race was almost extinct because they had no women.
Yeah,
So
they they were low
no
on females.
competition.
And it's
So
pre-selected for you. Like the your man is pre-selected somewhere in there. So like
which
eventually
like
all these girls like find their mates because the quees are like you are meant to go with you. It's like the little quees inside of them are like the matchmaker.
yes, literally. And I'm just like some of them they're like, "Ah, you're not my perfect match." And I'm like, "Girl, shut the fuck up." Like you guys are the same person. And who cares? They have a spur. That's I keep saying a
Oh,
spur because like they literally on their genitalia have something that matches up directly with the girl's
it's like
fun
this.
button.
Just imagine this
Yes.
being and it's like this.
Yes. So that was an interesting read. Um, do I am I gonna go out and read more alien books? Probably not. I think this was a one and done. Oh
What?
my God.
What do you mean?
I'm dead. And I just realized I don't have my background up, so everyone's just seeing like my like little office.
Let me just tell you, there's a freaking reason why I have a special edition of these books now. I'm obsessed. I so what after we read Fairy Tale, I read this book, and we were still all in like the like book buddy chat because we buddy read it, and I was like, Ice Planet Barbarians was like my gateway into monsters. Like after I read Ice Planet Barbarians, that's when I started reading the Monsters of Moonvale. That's when Lexi, I'm not going to read any more alien romances recommended to me. Morning Glory Milking Farm.
Okay, okay. So actually, it was me and A that convinced you to read Ice Planet Barbarians, and I I love her, but then I was like, yeah, if you really like monster romance, you should check out Morning Glory Milk Farm. Don't let the title, dissuade you. Like it's really good, actually.
Listen,
Uh,
I ate it up. I loved it.
they
Again,
just
gateway drug. Gateway drug.
it is, and it's like I always think I won't ever read something like that, and then I read it, I'm like, wow, this is really good.
No, 100%. Also, I think that like if you have not dabbled into like non-human MMCs or main characters, I feel like Ice Planet Barbarians is a good place to start. Um, but yeah, this was a gateway drug for me. I am changed as a person. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a monster alien lover now. Like, give it all to me. I want to read it. Also, I love the fact that like minotaurs are daddies. Like, we had this conversation because again, I like went on a whole new journey, this whole new era after I started reading this book, and I hope that you do too. Honestly, if you read these from this
And
video.
to my mother-in-law that is watching this video,
Oh my God.
I'm so like she started following our podcast and I was like, "Oh God. Oh no."
Oh
Cuz she knows
no.
that I'm an avid reader. But it's funny because, I'm sure look, it doesn't matter who you are, whatever age you get. Sometimes you just need some good smut. So maybe she'll like it. To my mother-in-law, if you're watching this actually, check out Morning Glory Milk Farm. Let me know what you think. I'll see you next weekend. I adore her. Literally, I love her to death. She's like my favorite person in the world.
That is
I know
amazing.
most people don't like their mother-in-laws. I adore mine. It's
Oh
just
my goodness.
this is going to be a really awkward Christmas dinner conversation. Um, so, anyways, read the
Ugh.
book. We love giant blue aliens. We love sci-fi, and if you need something that's gonna get you hot and heavy, I think this book does a really good job. And also, it's a thriller, like or not a thriller, very action-packed. There's like some cool fighting scenes in it too, right?
Yeah, so I mean, because there's also like animals that, he's a hunter and there's animals that want to eat her and he, saves her a couple times from that. But also like
He
the
also
rest of
wants
the
to eat
books,
her.
he also he does. What? Um, there's also, a bunch of books after this. I still think that they might be my favorite couple, but I do really love I forget what her name is, but the one that has like the little earpiece because one of like the aliens literally like literally stuck an earpiece
Oh,
into one of the
yes.
girls. I forgot Kira. I think her name is Kira. I loved her story, and they like each of them kind of like touch a little bit on like their human lives and adapting to or basically accepting the fact that now they have to live on this like strange alien ice planet. Um, I don't know. I feel like if you read them in order, if you read all of them in order, I feel like maybe you'll get, like you'll be a little sick of it and be like, okay, but I feel like I use these when I'm like, I need something short because these books are shorter. And it's a good, like Lexi said, it's a good palate cleanser in between reads, or if you're just on your alien journey, I feel like once you dive in, you're going to want to binge. So, yeah, I don't think that you'll get bored.
Okay, important question for you though.
Hmm.
Would you be able to be on the planet?
I've thought about this a few times because
Of course, yeah.
I remember when, I don't remember which book it was, but I remember like when they found potatoes or like the equivalent of potatoes. And they were like, oh, when they found salt. And one of them basically said, like, if I don't have my fucking breakfast potatoes with salt, I'm gonna rage. And I was like, oh my God. But I feel like sometimes I'm like, maybe I could because it's just like a brand new clean slate, a fresh start. Like, if I was like a single woman that got abducted, then yeah, because I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. This 7-foot alien's gonna want to take care of me. The only thing that I am apprehensive about is their pregnancies are like almost 2 years long.
Oh my God, there's that, and it's cold all the time.
It is cold all the
Like,
time.
and they're thinking they're like, when we landed, it's like, oh, middle of winter. They're like, no, this is our summer.
Yeah, he was like, it's warm outside. And everyone was like, whoa. But they have hot springs inside of the caves, which I thought was pretty cool. I was like, oh, I like that. Um, but yeah, I feel like clean slate, this 7-foot alien that wants to take care of me. I don't know. I feel like I could. I mean, maybe I'll just stay inside of the caves and be like, I'm
No
just gonna.
taxes.
Yeah, no taxes, no, yeah, no government shutdown.
That hits hard right
It's hitting hard for
now.
us too. Yeah, no. I just think I
Oh,
think it's like the appeal of like starting brand new and fresh, and like just someone being so devoted to you. Because that's one like word to describe the aliens. Like once they find their mate, they are devoted to their mate. And a lot of them are actually really funny. Like their internal monologues are really funny because also like they don't know like human customs and human mannerisms. So like when they describe it in their inner monologue, you're just like, oh my God, so funny. Um, but yeah, I recommend it to anyone, honestly. Everyone should read this book.
including your mother-in-law.
No, not my mother-in-law, but yours maybe.
Yeah, no, no, she's pretty cool. Um, yeah. So, anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this episode, and I hope we enlightened you to some really great literary masterpieces out there. Um, let us know if you've read any good alien books.
Yeah. Or if you have more recommendations for us, if we like books like this, what else should I read?
Yeah, okay. Honestly, at this point, I think you need to read the Bible.
First of all, how dare you?
No, okay, okay. I'm totally kidding. Yeah, because if you have to read the Bible, I need to read the DSM-5 at this point.
I'm just gonna
So,
say, listen, I don't need to read the DSM-5 to know that it's undiagnosed, but something ain't right, okay? But I embrace
all
it.
right, y'all. Leave us a comment below. Thanks so much for watching and hanging in there with us on this one. We'll catch you next time. I'm Lexi.
I'm Jazzy.
Bye.
Bye.